Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to take a closer look at something that's changing our world faster than we can blink: artificial intelligence. So let's jump right in and really think about what it all means for us. But before we even touch on the technology, I want to start with a much bigger question. What does it actually mean to think? Seriously, keep that question in the back of your mind as we go through this together. All right, so first up, what is artificial intelligence anyway? Let's start with what it means to you. So when you hear those two letters, AI, what's the very first image that pops into your head? Don't overthink it, just what's that gut reaction? Are you seeing Hollywood-style robots? Or maybe it's just endless lines of code and data flashing by. It could even just be the tech that's already all around us. Honestly, whatever you're thinking, it's the right answer, because it's all about that first impression. Okay, now hold on to that image. Let's do a little compare and contrast. What do you think are the biggest, most important differences between artificial intelligence and, our own intelligence? On our side, the human side, we've got things like creativity, gut feelings, emotions, real understanding. And on the AI side, you've got mind-blowing speed, the ability to see patterns and mountains of data. So for you, what's the one thing that really separates the two? So now, let's pull the camera back a bit, from just you and me to how AI is starting to impact everybody. Because let's be real, AI isn't some sci-fi dream anymore. It's already here, woven into our everyday lives. So think about it. How is AI already helping you out? And if you had a magic wand, how would you want it to help you even more? And chances are, you're using it way more than you think. It's the map app that gets you to your destination. It's the recommendations for what to watch next. It's the smart speakers in our kitchens. So, with all that in mind, what's the next big thing you're hoping for? All right, let's scale up. Let's think bigger than just our own lives for a minute. What are the absolute biggest game changers? The most amazing benefits that AI brings to all of society? This is where the potential is just staggering, right? We're talking about speeding up major scientific discoveries, creating new medicines that save lives, and making whole industries smarter and more efficient. AI could literally help us tackle some of our planet's greatest challenges. But it can't all be good news, can it? There's always another side to the story. So on the flip side, what are the biggest dangers or risks that have you a little worried when you think about AI? A lot of the big concerns you hear about are things like, what happens to our jobs when machines can do them? What about our privacy? Or, and this is a big one, what happens when AI starts making huge decisions without any human oversight? Which of those worries you the most? Let's dig a little deeper on that whole jobs thing, because it's a big one for a lot of people. When you look at the world of work, which jobs do you think AI could eventually take over? And which ones will always need a human? It kind of feels like it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The difference between jobs that are all about patterns and repetition and work that demands creativity, empathy, and a real human connection. So where's the dividing line for you? Okay, we've talked about the big picture, about society. Now let's bring it right back home. How could AI change your personal world? So here's a very real scenario. Imagine you're sick. You go to get help. Would you feel okay? Would you feel comfortable
being treated by an AI doctor or an AI nurse? Really think about that one. Why or why not?
I mean, think about the trade-off. On one side, you've got an AI that has instant access to every piece of medical knowledge in the world. Super precise. But on the other, would you miss that human touch? That feeling of being understood? It really makes you wonder, where does our trust actually come from? And let's stick with that idea of trust. How about this? Would you feel safe getting into a car with no driver? A car that's completely controlled by AI? Yeah, this is a big one. The data might show that the tech could be way safer than human drivers, but oof, giving up control like that can feel terrifying. So, what would it take for you to sit back, relax, and trust the machine to get you there safely? Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked about trust and safety. Now let's talk about feelings. Do you honestly think it's possible for a person to have a real friendship, a real emotional bond with an AI? This question really gets to the heart of it, you know? What even makes a friendship real? Isn't AI just mimicking emotions? Or could it ever truly understand? And maybe the biggest question of all, does that difference even matter to the person who feels that connection? All right, for this last part, let's bring it all right back to the here and now, to your actual real-life experiences. And so the last question is pretty straightforward. Have you ever actually used a tool like ChatGPT or something similar? If you have, what was it like? And based on that, how important do you think these tools are going to be in the future? Maybe you used it to help write an email, or to get ideas for a project, or maybe you were just playing around with it. Whatever your experience was, thinking about it is probably the best way to guess just how much these tools are going to change things for all of us. So as we wrap this up, it really seems to come down to one powerful idea. AI is happening. It's no longer a question of if, but a question of how. It's just a tool, a really, really powerful one. The real question, the one for all of us to answer, is what kind of world are we going to choose to build with it? Thanks so much for thinking along with me.
Join Beyond Norm Output Training to improve your speaking and writing ability without leaving home.